Alright, little fam, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be doing something with the truck. So I want to get this fuel system issue figured out. So what I'm going to do is eliminate these fuel rails, and I'm going to go to some half-inch China rails, so it's all half-inch line from the tank all the way through, and then I'll have a 3/8 return. So this is the setup that I want to use. I'm going to have the half-inch come in over here. I'm going to use some push lock half-inch line, go across, and then down to 3/8 for the return. And I'm actually going to put a little spot for a sending unit in there so I can actually monitor fuel pressure the right way instead of using the little gauge deal that I have right on there right now. So all I'm using right now is the Harbor Freight hose extension off the Schrader valve, so I want to actually have a fitting in there. Quick little update on the car though while I have you here. I didn't really do much else with this. I did go out of town for a few days for my anniversary, so didn't really touch this thing, and I'm about 3 more days behind than I wanted to be from some other issues that happened. So I'm about a week behind on this. So today is Wednesday. I don't think I'm going to get this done to the track by Friday. There are a few more days coming up next month that I can get it to the track, so I'll probably work on that later. And what I want to do now is just focus on getting the truck running. So I want to get the fuel rails on, install the meth kit, and then get this thing to the track by Friday, and then hopefully push it for the 10 pass. And then after that I can just kind of settle out on this and focus on the car. So that's what we're doing today. Let's get started. One issue that somebody said in the comments that I might have with the 90, they said they had the issue of the 90 hitting the alternator. So I did measure it, and it seems like it might fit, but I hope I don't have that issue. So I actually have 2 sets of rails. I got this set and I got this set. So I got these from a subscriber. A subscriber sent me these. He said he was going to send them, but I told him I wasn't really in a hurry, so it took a little bit for him to send them. So I ordered these while I was waiting for these because I didn't know when these were going to come, and then they ended up coming on the same day. So I'm still going to throw these in the truck because these, I believe he already had these on a truck intake, so the brackets and everything should line up. I should just be able to bolt these on, and then I'll just use this set for the car. Alright, so I'm going to start by taking this fuel line off. This is the one that I have going to the sending unit right now, the pressure gauge. It's just the Harbor Freight pressure tester with the gauge removed. So I'm going to take this off the Schrader valve. Works pretty good, but with the new setup, if all goes well, it should not, I shouldn't need this. I'll take this off and then try to relieve some of the pressure in there, get some fuel out of it. Might have to move my boost controller after this too. I don't know if it'll bolt on in the same spot. Oh, it should. And my boost controller mounted onto the top of the rail. Wonderful smell of E85. I don't know about you guys, I think it smells like shit. I do not like the smell of it at all. Twist my boost controller a whole bunch, so when I turn it back on, it'll be at like 40 pounds. That'll be good. So this AEM pressure sending unit has the same plug as the oil pressure plug. So if you didn't see that on a previous video, I'm just using the oil pressure sending unit, and then I'm scanning using oil pressure PID for fuel pressure. I should really clean up this wire harness one of these days when I start to care a little bit more about it. So here's my feed. I just have a -8 going into a -6 with the 3/8 quick connect on there, so I should be able to just use this. I'm just going to disconnect it from here, and then I'll be able to bolt this right to the rail. Okay, so I said I was going to check everything that I could with this fuel system. So what I'm doing now is using the borescope and looking inside the rails. I just want to look at the size of the feed on the inside. So you can see that this comes to a very small opening. And if you measure on the feeds, feed side over here, this opening's only a 1/4 inch because it's tapered in. But I wanted to see the difference between a few different rails. So I'm looking inside here, and I'll actually post up a screenshot of 3 different rails right now. You can see 3 different rails are all different sizes. 2 of them are a return style rail, 1 is a non-return rail, and the one on the bottom left is the one I was using and has the smallest opening to the main rail out of all of them. The biggest one was the bottom right, and it's like almost half of the size of the opening, or takes up most of the size of the opening. So I just thought that that was kind of interesting, that the rail I was using has a very, very small opening going to the main rail. So maybe that could be some other reason that I'm not getting enough fuel into the injectors, because it's coming back in slow because of the small hole size. So I don't know, I'm just digging right now, but we'll figure something out. I also think I might meet up with Hunter and just flow test these injectors and just verify that everything's good there. They're supposed to be the 87s, but I just want to make sure. Like I said, I'm just kind of looking at everything and eliminate everything. Oh, and one shitty thing, these little black pieces on the injectors got stuck in the intake, and 4 of them actually fell off, were stuck in the intake, and now they dropped like inside the head. So I got to pull the intake off now and try to get these little frickin' plastic things off. That sucks. Okay, so this took a bit longer than I wanted, but I had to make some brackets. So I just got some little brackets here and made it work. So I got the push lock going underneath here, and yeah, should be ready to go on. I did add the return right here, and the sending unit is in there, all plugged in, ready to go. So I just gotta hook that up there, and then the supply is right here, and I just use the same push lock on the rails that I use from the front to back. So this basically just has 2 -8 fittings. It'll plug right in. So let's put it on. Okay, so it's the next day now actually. So finally got this thing back together. It doesn't leak anymore. When I tested it last night, it leaked. So it ended up leaking from the front over here, and then once I got that fixed, then it was leaking from the back one. So I redid this bracket back here and tightened it down a lot more, and it doesn't leak at all anymore. So I didn't adjust the regulator yet. So I'll prime it. Comes up to about 60 psi, and I'll start it. So it's reading, you can see I was reading about 53, so I do got to adjust the pressure up a little bit, and it was reading pretty lean, when normally on a cold start it reads about a 13.5 for 13.7-ish for about a half hour after I start it. So we'll adjust the pressure and we'll go drive it. So mainly what I'm going to be looking for when I drive it is to see when I get into boost if the pressure actually increases instead of dropping. So what I was doing before, it would drop 10 pounds and then it was at 10 pounds of boost or 9 pounds of boost. It would drop 10 pounds, but the regulator would bring it back up 10 pounds, so it looked like the pressure was just staying the same. So what I want to see happen is the pressure increases from the base pressure when I'm in boost, and then hopefully my duty cycle will come down a little bit. If not, then I got to keep looking. Well guys, good news. Just took it for a drive, and it does seem that the fuel rails did fix the problem. So pressure is rising and falling perfectly with boost, and I'm going to be able to get a whole lot of my injector back, because I rolled into it on the same tune and it was as low as a 9.6 air-fuel ratio at 10 pounds of boost, and before I could barely keep it in the 11s. It would start to lean out. I couldn't keep fuel in it. So it does seem that there was this restriction in the rail, which is odd, because I know people are making like 800 wheel on those same rails, but I think, like I showed with the bore scope, that opening was just really small, down to like a 1/4 inch where it was neck down in the feed. So whatever, it didn't work and now it does. So I'll show you guys the scan right here. Alright guys, so here is the scan right here, and yellow line is fuel pressure. You can see right here it's about 57, 58 psi. I have it set pretty much right around 58. Start to roll into it a little bit, and this purple line is my boost pressure. Basically here I'm at 170 kPa, 165 to 170, so this is like in the 9-10 pound range, and you can see my fuel pressure is now 68. So it went from 58 to 68 when I went up 10 pounds, and the big difference here is now it's like drowning in fuel when it wasn't before. So if I look, there's one spot where it was actually as low as a 9.6. So here's a 9.7 air-fuel ratio, and it was as low as a 9.6 in one spot. So it's very, very rich. There's your 9.6. So 9.6 air-fuel ratio when it was like 11.5, 12-ish before, and I couldn't get any fuel. And now the same boost level, and it's very rich. So I'll be able to pull a bunch of fuel out of it, and I'm going to throw the second pump back in and go from there. Still 98% duty cycle though in this spot, but I should be able to pull probably at least 20% out of it, and we'll see where we get, but it definitely helped. So other than that, guys, I'm going to get going on this meth kit. I think I'm going to throw the other pump back in, so I'm kind of short on time now. It's already like 4 p.m. and track day tomorrow, so might be an all-nighter tonight. I'm going to edit this video, get the second pump back in, start working on the meth kit, and hopefully we can get it all done in time. Thanks for watching.